Before you were born, something in your blood was already deciding how fast you'd age. Not your diet, not your habits, your blood type. Right now, one type is aging its brain 82% faster than the rest. Another is quietly protecting itself without doing anything at all. This isn't a theory, it's published research, and almost nobody's heard of it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where your blood type ranks. This is Vital Code, where we decode what your body isn't telling you. Today, the blood type aging code. 4 types, 1 clock, wildly different speeds. You've seen your blood type on donor cards, hospital bracelets, DNA test results. In parts of Asia, people even date by it. But almost nobody explains what it's actually doing inside you every single day. It's not just a transfusion label. It's a biological setting. And that setting includes how fast your brain and blood vessels age. Here's the stake. People with type AB blood carry an 82% higher risk of cognitive impairment. That's not a rounding error. That's a massive gap between blood types. And it's tied to something most people never think about: how your blood clots. This is the moment your brain and your blood vessels start telling the same story. Blood types were only discovered in 1901 by a scientist named Carl Landsteiner. Before that, doctors had no idea why some transfusions saved lives and others killed people. Landsteiner won a Nobel Prize for the discovery in 1930, but what he'd actually found went far deeper than transfusion compatibility. He'd found 4 different biological blueprints, each aging the body differently. The 82% figure comes from the REGARD study, over 30,000 people, tracked for years. It was led in part by Dr. Mary Cushman at the University of Vermont. A separate study out of the University of Sheffield scanned 189 brains. They found people with type O blood had more gray matter in the cerebellum than anyone else. 2 completely different research teams, same conclusion: your blood type shapes your brain. Here's where it escalates. It's not just about gray matter. People with A, B, or AB blood carry about 25% higher levels of a clotting protein called von Willebrand factor. More clotting protein means blood that's more prone to forming clots where it shouldn't. And clots don't just cause heart attacks, they quietly damage small vessels in the brain over years. This is the mechanism connecting blood type to both your heart and your mind. Let's put the full data wall up. 82% higher cognitive impairment risk in AB blood types. 25% higher clotting protein across every non-O type. 9% higher risk of coronary events, and 30 to 40% higher risk of a pulmonary embolism. 4 separate studies, 1 consistent pattern. Picture someone in their 40s. They eat reasonably well, they exercise, they've never had a health scare. If they happen to carry AB blood, none of that changes the risk sitting quietly in their vascular system. They don't feel their clotting protein levels. They don't feel their gray matter shrinking. This is what makes blood type risk different. It doesn't announce itself until decades in. Researchers have been careful about how they frame this. Dr. Cushman noted that blood type connects to broader vascular conditions, including stroke, which independently raise dementia risk. The Sheffield team was equally cautious, saying gray matter differences accumulate slowly over the entire aging process. Nobody's claiming blood type is destiny, but every researcher agrees it's a real, measurable factor. The implication of this research is exciting. If your blood type shapes your risk profile could be personalized from day one. Doctors could flag non-O patients for earlier clotting screenings. AB patients could get earlier cognitive baseline testing, decades before symptoms would ever appear. In theory, this is one of the simplest, cheapest risk markers medicine already has. Here's what actually happened. Almost none of this made it into standard practice. Blood type isn't part of routine cardiovascular or cognitive risk screening anywhere. Most people only find out their type from a donor card or a DNA kit, never from a doctor connecting it to aging risk. The research exists. The application mostly doesn't. Step back, and this points to something bigger than blood type. Long before you made a single lifestyle choice, biology had already loaded certain settings into you. That doesn't mean those settings are fixed forever. It means the starting line isn't the same for everyone, and most of us have never been told where we're starting from. So here's the verdict, ranked. Type O sits at the bottom of the risk scale. More protective gray matter, the lowest clotting protein levels of any type. Type A and B fall in the middle, with moderately elevated clotting risk. Type AB sits at the top, the highest cognitive impairment risk, the highest clotting protein levels, the fastest moving clock. If you don't know your type, this is the moment to find out. It won't change your blood type, but it can change what you screen for and when. So here's the verdict, ranked. Type O sits at the bottom of the risk scale. More protective gray matter, the lowest clotting protein levels of any type. Type A and B fall in the middle, with moderately elevated clotting risk. Type AB sits at the top, the highest cognitive impairment risk, the highest clotting protein levels, the fastest moving clock. If you don't know your type, this is the moment to find out. It won't change your blood type, but it can change what you screen for and when.